Hey guys, thanks for watching another video. In this video, I'm gonna talk about what happened to the car. I know in the last video I mentioned that I was gonna make a video on a mechanical issue that happened with the car, why it was down for a couple weeks or so, because I was trying to diagnose it, but it was only gone in the shop for like, I would say about a week, a little less than a week, but it wasn't that big of a problem. I'm gonna go straight to the chase and say that it was a direct injector seal on cylinder 4. It's not a very common problem, but it does happen to quite a few. It has happened to quite a few people, and there is a lot of problems that happen, and it's mostly on cylinder 4, like injectors that go bad on cylinder 4. In my case, it was a seal, and the shop that I went to, they had an RS3 go in there like a couple months ago before I brought mine in for that same problem, and that RS3 had a failing seal as well on cylinder 4 for the direct injectors as well. A little backstory to what happened and when it happened. When I realized, oh, the car, you know, there was something wrong. I was on E85. I was around E72 blend, around there, and everything was done right. The flashing, everything was right. I've switched to and from E85 many times, so I mean, I know that wasn't an issue. I was on E85 a couple days or the night before. I am not 100% sure. I don't remember. It was over a month ago, back in February or so. But what happened was I was racing and I was doing back-to-back pulls, and everything, the car was running right. Nothing, you know, nothing was sounding abnormal. The car was fast as it should be. The car felt right and everything. After doing a bit of racing and all that on that file, I was still on E85, and I went ahead and did that video for the 60 to 130 draggy runs, and the car was running good. The times, they weren't right. I feel like they should have been a lot better than they were. I was still in the 6s like it should have been on that file, like many TTRSs will do, but it wasn't as low, it wasn't as good of a time as I expected, you know. So maybe that had that had something to do with it, like maybe something, you know, timing was being pulled or something. I'm not sure, because literally the day after that is when the car started having problems. So the day after I did those 60 to 130 pulls, I drove it somewhere, and on my way back, it started making this ticking noise, like a tick, 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 like on acceleration. So whenever I gave it more gas, as it would go through the RPMs higher, the ticking noise would start getting louder and more faster. I was thinking like, oh, what if it's an exhaust leak? But no, I thought the car was too new to, you know, have something like that. That led me to think maybe it was like something like internal, you know, like maybe something on the bottom end, maybe like lift or tick or something. But like I said, the car was too new for that, at least for the lift or tick. What would be the reason for that? The car has just over 20,000 miles at the time. The codes it was reading when this was happening, it was throwing some codes, and it was saying misfire on cylinder 4, and another code that was saying misfire on multiple cylinders, something along those lines. It also threw a running lean code as well as with those misfire codes, and is on cylinder 4. It didn't mention any other cylinders, nothing. But what happened when I would full throttle it, because I was, you know, was probably not a good idea at the time, you know. It could have been I didn't know what it was, you know. It could have probably caused more damage to the engine, but I was trying to figure out, you know, is this like a spark plug or something easy that I can fix, which I really doubted it was like a spark plug, you know. But I went on and changed the spark plugs anyways, you know. I needed to do them in a couple thousand miles, so it wouldn't hurt to do them right now to see if that magically fixed, which I honestly doubted that it was gonna fix, you know, but I was crossing my fingers still. So just so you guys know, if you guys come across and have a problem like this, the symptoms that I was having was that tick, like I said, and you know, it's because that seal isn't there, and you know, air is coming in and out, whatever, you know, and you know, you can hear maybe that's an injector, which was a tick, you know. But that tick and also misfires, like if you were cruising, you would feel like there was obviously the power, like there wasn't that much power, like as it didn't feel as fast, the car, if you were, you know, to step on it. But once you know, press the button down, you know, where you full throttle it, and there's a button that will shift to the lowest gear possible, and you know, you'll take off. Once you go that far, the car would pull a lot of timing, like I said, and it would literally like not go, you know. It would be very powerless. Another symptom I was having was little misfires and hesitation, not like when I full throttled it, not like that, but it was like if I was cruising down like the road, I would kind of feel like little hesitation, like just little like misfires. And I've never had a car that had misfires like that. I had a car that had injector failure. It was a E92 335i, and the misfires on that would, even like if a spark plug was bad, the misfires on that would like shake the car. Like it was intense. You knew like the misfire was there. But these ones weren't always like there. Like you only felt it like sometimes, and they weren't consistent. If you put your car in cruise control and you were just going down a road, it would feel, at one point I felt like, oh, you know, I thought they were just like little bumps on the road. But then I realized, I was like, this road's super smooth. It's a new road. There's no way that, you know, I'm feeling like this like type of bump, you know, and like it's a smooth road, like I said. So I literally thought, I was like, you know what, these are misfires, you know, I'm gonna go and see the codes again. So I go and I read the codes, and it said misfire on cylinder 4 and multiple cylinder misfires, something like that. So that was 2 codes, and so now I realized, I was like, yeah, this is a misfire. So I cleared that code, and I changed the spark plugs, like I said, and I went and I drove it another, you know, miles with those misfires still happening, and the code wouldn't come up. And that's kind of something that made me give up, and you know, made me take it to the mechanic, like I said. So I decided to take it to the shop, and my mechanic did a leak test. And he found that it was the injector, you know, like I said, the seal. And so he went on and opened up, you know, you kind of have to remove the manifold and things like that. And he went on and did, I'll probably put a picture up right here, what it looked like, the picture that he sent me. And he went on and took out the injectors, ordered the seals, and everything, all the things, hardware that he needed for, you know, everything that needed to be replaced. But the injectors were still fine, but I went on and swapped them out for the new updated injectors with I believe the L ending part number, because I've seen a lot of other 5-cylinder RS3 TTRS owners switch them out just for peace of mind, for, you know, maybe they are better than the previous part number since they are updated, and you know, just to have peace of mind, like I said, and prevent any sort of failure in the future. In my opinion, that's worth it, just for having a little bit more peace of mind with something like that. I still have the old injectors on hand, and I will probably post a picture right here of what they looked like. As you can see, the one that's darker, that one is the one that, you know, that's the one that was on cylinder 4. I have no idea as of now, not even my mechanic had any idea why something like this would happen, but I think it is something that wouldn't have happened if I was a normal pump gas. I think it's something that has to do with E85. You know, he kind of threw a theory out there that maybe it's because the engine, I'm not a mechanic, you know, but he's saying maybe it's because the E85 doesn't, you know, the engine will never get up to temperature, like, because it burns a lot smoother than just normal gas since it's ethanol. But maybe, you know, there was some unburnt fuel, something, you know, something with that, with the E85 caused that to happen. I'm not really a mechanic, like I said, but, you know, I think it's good that I'm saying this, so, because a lot of people have had this problem, like I said. So I think it's good for other people that have TTRSs and RS3s, you know, on the same platform, that are planning on tuning it on ED5 and all that, to know that this might be a potential issue that you might come up with. Maybe not, you know, just crossing your fingers, but hopefully something that someone will figure out why it's happening and maybe come up with a solution and prevent it from, you know, and keep our engines safe. What my mechanic did mention to me, I don't know if you guys have watched a YouTube video on an RS3 that burnt down on the freeway. He told me, this is what he told me. In the video, everybody was saying that it was a brake line, like that was, you know, that's why it caught on fire. But he told me that it was actually an injector, and I am not sure if it was cylinder 4 or whatever it was, but he told, or a port side injector, not a direct injector, but he told me that no, that was an injector. If you really think about it, like, that could be a possibility, you know, and that's kind of not really safe, you know. That's, nobody wants their car to burn down. But that car was insanely, like, very tuned, very built. That car was, I think, like close to 1,000 horsepower, maybe more. But it was a RS3. It's very fast. It was on 1320's YouTube account, I think. They were the one that posted that video, and yeah, very unfortunate. I feel bad for the guy and everything. Nobody wants their car to burn down like that, you know. But yeah, like I said, hopefully you guys, this helps you guys, you know, kind of. I mean, I don't want to scare you guys, because this isn't gonna, I hope this isn't gonna happen to everybody. This doesn't happen to everybody. It hasn't happened to everybody, but maybe this kind of opens your guys' eyes and makes you more aware of something like this, you know. And if you ever hear that tick, or, you know, something like that happens, now you guys know what it might be, you know what I'm saying. But yeah, the car is running really good now, and as soon as I got it back, I was really excited. I was kind of still scared, you know, because nothing like that's ever happened to me with this car. So yeah, I mean, I drove it really like slow, like probably like a grandpa, you know. I was driving really slow, and now I kind of got, you know, I got used to it, that, you know, it's back to normal. Cross my fingers that nothing like this happens ever again. But yeah, I'm very excited to get this car out in the track this season, and I have some wheels that just came in. I am gonna reveal them in some of the next coming videos, not sure when, but I am right now deciding on what tires to go with, and I will probably show you guys that as well when I get them and decide. But yeah guys, I'm very excited to mount these new wheel setup with these new tires. I'll probably go with a drag radial, something stickier for the drag strip, and, you know, try to get a lower time and just try to improve the car, make it faster and all that, and aiming for 9s. I don't even care if it's a 9.99 second quarter mile. Just doing 9s would be amazing, and this car's very capable of doing that. Just needs some more stuff, you know. Yeah, I'm gonna show you guys the engine, how it looks, everything. I already showed you guys the picture of the manifold off and everything. Yeah, it's kind of not something me personally would do, like a DIY, you know. I would not change my direct injectors. I hope the engine's not that loud and you guys can still hear me talk, but sorry, the engine bay is kind of dirty right now. But when that problem was going on, you know, injectors will, you know, you'll hear them tick. You'll hear them, you know, the sound that you're hearing right now, those little quick light ticks. But this tick was very loud. at one point to where I thought that it was just like wastegate rattle that was sound that you could hear from like the front, you know, something exhaust related or something. You know, I thought it was like the wastegate. But as I listened to the wastegate rattle that would come out from the you know, the actual exhaust in the front, it did not match together. So I really thought, dang, it's actually something in the engine, maybe the fuel pump or something like that. So that's why I decided, like I said, to take it to the shop and have an actual mechanic just fix it. You ever hear that tick? Even on idle, you could still hear the tick, and it was very, very noticeable. And especially when you hit the accelerator. Even a Volkswagen mechanic told me that, oh, that's just how your injectors are supposed to sound. And that is, obviously he was wrong. They're not supposed to sound like that. But yeah, I hope this doesn't happen to any of you that own a car with this engine. It's just very unfortunate. A little seal, you have to do all that work to get for that little seal, you know, that's just not something that should happen. But be safe, guys, when you run E85, and do everything right, and you should be okay. Even with the hood closed, the hood didn't even need to be like open, you know, didn't even need to be popped up to hear that tick. It was very, very loud. It almost sounded like a very, very bad lifter tick. Actually, it did kind of sound like that, a very, very bad lifter tick. But over time, something like this, someone should come up with a solution. So there's nothing to worry about, guys. All right, guys, so that's gonna be it for the video. I hope you guys learned something from this today, and this video was somewhat educational to you, and you guys are now aware of this problem that may be potentially an issue with this engine, especially for people who run E85. But guys, I hope this isn't a problem that happens to you guys. I hope it was just me, you know, or other people, you know, and somebody, if it is a problem that everybody with this engine is gonna have, then I hope somebody will come up with a solution soon and, you know, figure out a way to prevent this. But yeah, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.